What's up? It is your guy, mark my words. Just coming to you today, bro. Just want to talk to you about a couple things that happen in your relationship as a cheater, okay? A couple of things that's going to happen to you in your relationship as you go outside of your relationship and cheat. And if I'm talking to you, bro, and if you're listening, it's a lot of us that have been in this situation or are in this situation currently right now. And we're just secretly, doing things on the side. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to bring you a couple things that I've experienced in life, being on that side of the coin, and things that you might go through or things that you're going through now, and ways that you can kind of handle that. So if you like the content, bro, if you feel like the information is valid and you're getting something from it, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. That lets me know I'm doing good content and I'm putting it out for the right reasons, all right, to the right people. Now, also, the information hits you and you think that is valuable, please share the episode. What happens is when you take the 2 seconds it takes to share the episode with somebody that you're cool with, that you're fond of, that maybe you work with, what that does is that just gives someone else a chance to ingest valuable information that might change their life, bro. You know how many times you heard a video and you changed something about your life and it helped you like long term? So imagine you do that for someone else just by sharing. It takes 5 seconds. So do me a favor, share the information, man. I greatly appreciate that. All right. Now, we're going to get into it a little bit. So let's be clear about something, man. As men, as human beings, as men, I believe that a great percentage of us are non-monogamous, okay? Non-monogamous truly deep down inside. We operate in monogamous relationships, okay? But I think a lot of us are non-monogamous, right? Just as men. I think as creatures, naturally, we'd like to sleep with different women at different times. Let's just say it like that, okay? So, because of that, right? Because of that. Now, let me address something. A lot of times we can operate in monogamous situations and be non-monogamous. Just like you can go off of carbs for 6 months, bro. That doesn't mean you still don't like carbs. That doesn't mean you might not go back to carbs. But for that 6-month period of time, you're not eating carbs. You understand? So a lot of you have been in monogamous relationships, or you're in them now, where you would rather sleep with other women if you could, and you can maintain your household, but you really can't, because the agreement that you set up with your lady, your wife, your partner, is that you're going to be in a monogamous situation with them. So you just sleep with them, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But the fact is, your nature is your nature. So we have a lot of men who are placed in monogamous situations who are non-monogamous, right? And how we know that they're non-monogamous is when they're single, they never just date one person. They never just date one person. Guys, most of you, when you're single, think about to the times that you were single. You didn't date just one woman. You didn't meet one woman and date her for 6 months. And then the next 6 months you meet another woman and date her. And then, no. Most of the time, you're dating a couple women at one time. And that doesn't mean you're having sex with all of them. That just means you might be sharing some time, sharing some energy with them, and, enjoying their presence. So that doesn't mean you're just, even when you're single, that you're just cutting up. But that means you're not monogamous, because understand something. Most women date one dude at a time when they're single. Most. I'd say 7 out of 10, bro. And listen, there's always going to be people that say, I know this one girl, she dates multiple guys at one time. Okay, cool. But I'm telling you, if you asked her, which one do you really like and you would be in a relationship with, she's either going to say none of them, I just have them around to entertain me, or she's going to say one guy. But guess why she's not in a relationship with him? Because he doesn't want to be in one with her. That's normally what it is. So women are a lot more monogamous than us by nature, bro. And because of that, we end up in monogamous situations with them. Again, nothing wrong with it. But how we came to what we're going to talk about today is a lot of us have been in situations where we've cheated before, right? Where we're cheating right now, or we cheated before. So I've been there before, right? Cheating, just because my nature was to sleep with different women at one time. But I'm in a relationship with somebody that I care about, and the agreement is that we're only going to sleep with each other. You know what I mean? So it's just that simple. So what I do believe is that I lost a lot of valuable time, bro, and a lot of valuable energy running around doing what I was doing on the side. Okay. And you look back on it, yeah, you had some good times. You know what I mean? But that's like saying, oh, I went to the casino this weekend. I lost $1,500, but we had fun. You understand what I mean? It's like, yeah, it was fun. I could have probably spent that $1,500 on something else, you know? So a couple things happen to you, bro, when you're a cheater. And I'm not on here to condemn you for cheating because, again, I understand the nature of a man. I understand the nature of a man. And there's ways that you can do it correctly without cheating. That's not really what we're talking about today, okay? We're talking about the guys who are actively cheating right now or who are thinking about cheating. Even if you cheated in the past. Let me bring some things to light for you. So a couple things that you do as a cheater, right? You start telling too many lies. You start telling too many lies. Because what I've seen is that a lot of you guys are very honest individuals. The only place in your life that you lie is to women. And normally it's only to one woman. Because you don't have to lie to the ladies on the side because they know you're married. They know. Everybody knows you're married. So you normally don't have to lie to anybody but your wife. But you start telling her lie after lie after lie after lie. That creates a bad habit. Because we always talk about being honest and having integrity, bro. Respecting ourselves. Correct? So when you cheat, bro, you got to tell a bunch of lies. Bunch of lies about where you're going, how long you're going to be there, what you did when you were there, who you were with. And then you know how you lie about going to the sports bar on Tuesday and you actually went to see somebody. So now when you actually are going to the sports bar on Friday and she says, oh, you're going to the sports bar again? Why are you going to the sports bar so much? Now you got to make up a lie of why you got to go the second time. Oh, you know what? My homie Tommy wasn't there. So he was able to get out tonight. So I'm going to end up at the sports bar again. I don't even really want to go though. You know what I mean? I don't even like Tommy that much. The whole time you ain't seen Tommy in a month. You miss Tommy. But because you got to make lie on top of lie on top of lie, now you got to talk bad about the homie Tommy. You dig? So you end up telling too many lies and it becomes a bad habit. Because when you're telling a bunch of lies to your wife, now it's easier to tell lies to your children. Because your son's 12 years old. Where do you tell him you were at on Tuesday night? You tell him you were at the sports bar. Now, in most other circumstances, bro, you would never lie to your son. But in this circumstance, you have to. Because you can't tell him you was with Miss Frida. You know what I mean? And she drops it like it's hot. You can't tell him that. How you going to tell him that? You start telling too many lies. And I understand that I've been there. And every time you tell a lie, bro, your confidence goes down. Every time you tell a lie, your confidence goes down. Because what you're telling yourself is that you're not man enough to tell people the truth about how you want to live. And it is what it is. You could be lying about gambling, bro. You could be lying about smoking cigarettes. It doesn't matter what the lie is. You understand? So one of the things you do too much is you tell too many lies. Now, what you also start doing, bro, is you start losing trust in your partner. You start losing trust in your partner. Now, why is that? Why is that? Because what you now know you're capable of doing, you feel like they're capable of doing. Oh, if I can lie and say I'm going to the sports bar, so can she. If I can be interested in somebody at work that I don't know that well and just want to have sex with them, so can she. If I can give somebody money that I know I'm not supposed to be giving money to, but she look real good and she do that thing with her mouth, so can my wife. You start feeling like everybody's capable of doing what you do. So the person who has never cheated on you, you've never caught them in anything, you start losing trust in them. So when she tells you she's going somewhere, guess what you say? When she tells you she's hanging out with her homies, now you start thinking like, is she really hanging out with her homies? I wonder. Because the last 3 times you told her you was hanging out with the homies, you weren't. You understand? That's how the subconscious mind works, fam. We start noticing things. Man, it seemed like she always take her phone in the bathroom. It's because you take your phone in the bathroom, but you take your phone in the bathroom so you could return some text messages you couldn't get to earlier. You understand? So what happens is you start to rip this relationship apart little by little. Because now you don't trust her. She's catching you in a couple little lies and stuff and you looking a little shaky. She's losing trust in you. And bro, without trust, what do we have in a relationship, family? If you had a friend you couldn't trust, would you be friends with them? We both know the answer to that. So if you're losing trust because of what you're doing, eventually you're going to start being super controlling. You're going to start being insecure. You're going to start asking her questions about where she's going, who she's going to be with. Bro, it's a vicious cycle. It's a vicious cycle. And it ends up tearing your relationship up, man. So, not only that, okay? Not only that, let me get deep with you. When we cheat with other women, right? And we talk to them, and we lay down with them, we spend time with them, right? You develop feelings for them. And I know a lot of times, fellas, you're going into these situations, you just want to have sex. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. 9 out of 10 times you're cheating, fam. You just want to have sex with the woman. But to have sex with her, you got to get to know her, because she ain't finna let you just have sex with her without talking to her on the phone. You're not finna have sex with her without sending her some text messages, buying her some flowers, taking her on a date or two. All right? Most of them, it ain't that easy. So because you're putting all this time and energy to this woman, now you start developing feelings for her. You understand me? You start developing feelings. That don't mean you head over heels for the John, but she's a human being. And if she's likable, you gonna like her. So if you like her now you have somebody that you care about that you can't tell your wife about. Think about that. She's the only person on earth that you care about that you can't tell your wife about. So if she's sick, right? If this other girl is sick, or if she hurts herself, or if she's going through something deep, right, in her family, and you're feeling that because, again, you care about her, she's a human being. Some of y'all love her. You dig? You can't even tell your wife like, yo, what's wrong with you, my boy? It seemed like you've been down and depressed. Like, is there anything I could do? And you like, nah, I'm gonna be all right. Now, you might have to lie. Remember we talking about the lies. Oh, yeah, I'm just going through something at work with my boss. You know what I mean? He on my top or whatever. I'll get through it, though. Now she asking you, is your job in jeopardy? You going to get laid off. Now she worried about, is you going to lose your job and y'all going to have some overdue credit card payments. And the whole time, you can't really tell her, oh, nah, I just said that because I'm feeling some type of way about the John, but I can't tell you about the John. Hey, bro, it gets deep. You understand me? And hey, it's some dudes in this room watching this video right now. You've been sitting with your wife on a Friday, Saturday night. Huh? And you was hitting old girl up all day trying to link, and she couldn't link. And you hear back from her as you sitting on the couch with your lady, and she like, yeah, I'm going to go hang out with my friends tonight. Or I got plans tonight. Or I'm going out of town. Huh? And you sitting there, sick. You hear me? Because you got feelings for her. You got feelings. And you don't know for sure if she going to end up meeting somebody, if she going with another man. You don't know if she going to sleep with somebody. Now, in your mind telling you, if she's not my lady, I can't be like that with her. Right? But your heart don't care nothing about that. Your heart, Playboy, your heart don't care what your title is. You understand me? Your brain cares what your title is. But your heart don't care. You sitting there sick. But you can't tell your lady you sick because somebody you love might be hooking up with somebody else. You understand me? So your feelings get invested. So I'm going to just tell you the truth, bro. It's a slippery slope. You understand me? Slippery. So when you step outside your relationship, bro, you end up becoming a liar. Even if you aren't one. And I think that's even worse because if you was already a liar, then you just lie about everything. You lie about how much you pay for your shoes, you know? But if you're not a person that lies all the time, bro, now you bringing out a dark side of yourself. Then what you end up doing is losing trust in your partner. And when you lose trust in your partner, they end up losing trust in you. Energy is transferable, bro. You cannot destroy it. Whatever energy you put on them, they're going to put back on you. And without trust in your relationship, bro, I'm telling you, you got nothing. You got nothing. And thirdly, you will develop feelings for one or two of these women. And it will come in between your relationship eventually because your energy will change. You will have depressed thoughts. You will start doing things outside of your normal character because you got feelings for somebody that you can't have access to all the time. And then when y'all break up, come on, bruh. So I'm not the guy who tries to tell you you should be monogamous for the rest of your life and sleep with just one woman, right? Because if that ain't you, bruh, that ain't you. You understand? But what I am saying is, if you're in a monogamous relationship, it does not pay to cheat. And cheating is you lying to your wife about what you're doing. So if you have to figure out, if you know in your heart, bro, I don't think I'm going to ever be at a point where I'm going to be okay sleeping with one woman forever. Bro, you might got to sit down and talk to your lady, bro. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all swear your wife is the most down female you ever met in your life. Then you got to talk to her about that, dog. I ain't going to hold you. And it's a tough conversation to have. We not finna sit here acting like it's going to be an easy conversation or it's going to be over in one day. No, it might take about 2, 3, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is. Because you're 40 years old, bro. What you going to do? Cheat for the next 50 years of your life? Think about that, bro. That's a stressful life, family. That's a stressful life. So you got to figure it out, because your nature's not going to change. You're not going to stop finding women attractive. You're not going to stop wanting to sleep with other women from time to time, bro, even if it's once a year. So you got to figure it out. I ain't going to hold you. But don't go down these rabbit holes and kill your relationship because you're too scared to make an adjustment where the adjustment is needed. You understand? So, as I've asked you before, please share the episode. Please share the video with somebody you love. You never know what guys are going through. Guys are very, very good at hiding their stressors, their feelings, just everything that guys go through. We don't always express it. So you never know what that other guy's dealing with. And when you send him a video, bro, it might hit the nail on the head. A lot of times you'll get the response and the guy say, yo, I really needed this, bro. I appreciate you. You understand? And that makes you feel good. Now, you might be like the guy I was talking about here in this video. You might be going through things like this. You might have done this before. You might have been cheating on your wife for 10 years, bro, and you feel like it needs to come to an end. But you don't have a plan. You don't have some habits that you can establish to keep you out of that cheater zone. You might need some one-on-one coaching. If that is the case, please do me a favor and go down to the description. Book a consultation with me, bro. We'll get on the line. We'll talk about if we need to establish a relationship to get you in a plan for moving forward to be able to be a more successful husband. Okay? Because it's not easy all the time. It's not easy. But with some one-on-one coaching, bro, I have some strategies for you and some things that you can establish in your daily life to help you with what you're used to. Because if you're used to cheating, you're not used to being monogamous. Let's just keep it real, okay? So go down in the description, book a call with me, bro. Now, I always appreciate you guys for tuning in with me. It is very, very enlightening for me when you spend your time, your valuable time with me. My time is also valuable. So when we get to share it together, that means a lot to me. So I appreciate you for tuning in with your guy, man. It's been another one. It's always going to be a good day because we're getting better. We're getting better every single day as men. All right? And we need that. It is your boy, Mark My Words.